All right, page 130, Intro to Expressions. Share a screen with you guys. There it is. All right, Intro to Expressions. An expression may contain numbers, operations, and variables, okay? Just like the problem that I put into the chat just a minute ago, where we were when we said, hold on a second.
Pardon this interruption, but at this time, could all sixth grade teachers bring their students to get their breakfast?
All right.
All sixth grade teachers bring their students to get breakfast. Thank you.
It's just like the problem that we did just a minute ago where we were trying to find what the width is and we knew the area and the length. That's an expression, okay? Variable.
Mr. Smith.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
What page are we on?
130. Page 130. Sorry, I may have forgot to tell you. Page 130. A variable is a symbol that represents a number, usually portrayed as a letter. Okay, I'm going to stop this right here. Going to walk. So, an expression may contain numbers, operations, and variables. A variable is a symbol that represents a number, usually portrayed as a letter. So think about when you have formulas, all those letters that are in a formula, they're variable. So let's use this as an example. So if I have a square and the sides are 4 inches long, okay? And in my equation, I put them in as 4 inches long, right? So does that mean that L and W always stand for 4, or could they stand for something else in a different triangle or a different square or rectangle? Yeah. So length and width could stand for something else in a completely different equation. Okay? Josiah, we're on page 130 in our books. So a variable, it just means that it's a letter and it can mean different numbers at different times.
Teachers at this time, pardon this interruption, but could you bring seventh grade students to get their breakfast? Please bring your seventh grade students to get their breakfast.
All right. Terms, T-E-R-M-S, terms are every part of an expression except operation symbols. Okay? So here's an example. Identify the terms, the coefficients, and the constants. So coefficients and constants, we may have talked about that earlier. A coefficient is the name of the number that is being multiplied by a variable, okay? So in the chat, I had put, let's see, where is my chat's already up, duh. In the chat, I had put 20 equals 4W. What is that 4 doing to the W? It's multiplying it. Yeah, it's multiplying. So the 4 is a coefficient, okay? a constant, in this example right here, a constant is just a number, okay? So when you're adding or subtracting a number, that is a constant, okay? The reason it's called constant, what does 3 equal? What does the number 3 equal? It's a trick question. It just equals 3, right? 3 just equals 3. Can it equal anything other than 3? No, it's always 3. 3's always 3. 3's, you know, if I told you to, if I had a bag of marbles here and I told you to get 3 marbles, and how many did you pick out? 1, 2, 3. There'd be this many in your hand.
Teacher, pardon this interruption. 8th grade teachers, could you bring your students at this time to get their breakfast? 8th grade teachers, bring your students to get their breakfast. Thank you.
If I told every person in this class to bring me 3 marbles, y'all would all bring me the exact same number. So numbers are constants, okay? Letters are variables. So in the example here, identify the terms, the coefficient, and the constants. Our terms are 5x and 13 because they're every part of the expression except the operation symbols. Coefficient is 5 and our constant is 13. In this one right here, our terms 2z squared, 1y, and 3. And our coefficients are 2 and 1, and our constant is 3. Some words can imply math operations. And right here, some of our key words here. This is a good to have for your word problems that you do. So for addition, some of the key words are added to, plus, sum of, more than, increased by, total of, and. So if I said 3 and 4, that equals 5, right? Subtraction, subtracted from, minus, difference of, less than, decreased by, fewer than, or take away. All those are ones you know. Multiplication can be multiplied by, times, product of, or things like twice. So if I said, if I got Didrell here, if Didrell has, I don't know, $5, and Jeremiah has twice as many. How many does Jeremiah have? $10. What did you do? You just multiplied by 2, right? Real easy. Division, divided by quotient of, okay? Knowing what we know about PEMDAS, okay, orders of operation, we know there must be a keyword for parentheses.
Isn't that please excuse my dad said?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Parentheses and exponents. So, some words that can mean parentheses are the sum of. What would we do for the sum of? What operation? Add. Yeah. The sum of, that's right. The difference of.
Subtracting.
Yep. The product of. That's multiplication, and yep, and then the quotient of.
Dividing.
Yep. Go ahead and get this down, Jeremiah. Got a pencil? You need a pencil? Let Joe get that down. Good morning, sir. Did you stop and get breakfast in the front door? Okay. All right, so for exponents, we're on page 132 in our books. So for our exponents, they can be written as the power of squared or cubed, okay? Squared is to the second and cubed is to the third, okay? All right. If you didn't get these notes, the video will be up in a little bit. So we're going to go on to page 131. Page 131 if you're just getting here. We have an example, 3 through 5. Write each phrase as an expression. So the first phrase is 14 more than a number X. So if we looked at our other things, more than means addition. So 14 more than the number X is X plus 14. B, a number Y minus 75 is Y minus 75. And then C, the quotient of 3 and a number Z is 3 divided by C or 3 over Z. And over here to the side we have where it has our common errors. When writing expressions involving subtraction and division, order is important. For example, the quotient of a number X and 2 means X divided by 2, not 2 divided by X. It is very important that with that'll probably be one of the hardest things is with our division and subtraction, making sure you put them in the right order, okay? So it says, try some on your own. I am putting a link in the chat. Everybody click on the link, and I want you to answer 2, 3, and 4 on this, okay? I'll go ahead and do number 1. 25 less than the number B. 25 less than number B is B minus 25. Okay? I want all the rest up. Looks like Lorena, Julian, and Mackenzie have already started. So, I want y'all to click on that link that I have given, and I want you to put your answers on this whiteboard. Okay? Shada's got it on there. Getting used to using this whiteboard. A lot of the other classes are using it now.
I think we use this in this, Alice's class.
And Miss Alice's. And this is how I'm going to start actually taking the roll, probably. It's through whiteboard. So, the total number of T and 11. Total number of T and 11. Here, I'll repost this because y'all are just getting in and won't be able to see it. Y'all go ahead and answer what is the total number of T and 11. On your whiteboards. That's correct. We are, so I've got a couple people answered. Number 2, the total of number T and 11. And I think with these boards you can also use the keyboard if need be. All right, so that is correct. The answer is it equals T plus 11 I had one of y'all actually write the word plus in there. That's cool, I guess. The next one, a number x divided by 4. A number x divided by 4. Austin McKenzie, Austin Jamarion. Awesome Shada. Awesome Didrell. Getting a little fancy with your division signs there.
Still can't figure it out.
What you mean, Julian?
Mr. Smith,
Yes, sir.
how are you supposed to get into class? I don't know.
Are you?
Like, I'm on the thing. It says joining room, your name. You're just typing.
Yeah, just type your name in and then it'll be in the whiteboard. I don't have a specific room set up, so you'll have to do this like every time. There you are. So for right now, we're not worried about finding what the letters represent. So Branson, right now we're doing number 3 on page 131, a number x divided by 4. So right now, Julian, I think this is what gets a lot of people the most. Right now, it really doesn't matter what the letter represents. We're just putting the letter there. It's kind of like a placeholder. So we're kind of writing an equation, and we'll find out later how to find the answers to it. Okay. And I think that is one of the biggest things that people have problem with is they want to know what the letter represents. And right now we're just writing the equation. We're not writing the letter. So for b minus 25, it's just b minus 25. That's all we want right now. And then t plus 11, that's all we want right now. And right now you're telling me the number x divided by 4. And I've got several people have it here. And it is just x divided by 4. So x divide 4. That's all we need. Right now we're not solving for x. And I know that frustrates you. It frustrates a lot of people sometimes. But right now that's all we want to know is the expression itself. Okay? 4, the last one on here. 100 decreased by a number k. Make sure you do this in the correct order now. 100 decreased by a number k. Good job, Shada. Good job, Jamarion. Jennifer, you might want to flip it around. because it's 100 is being decreased by the number. So, Dadriel, wrong symbol in the middle.
We're doing number, which
4.
one? 4.
Julian, so 100 is the one that's being decreased. Macy, 100.
I meant to send it to you even if I got it wrong.
Yep. So it's 100 decreased by K. Okay.
Did I do right?
So 100. Where is Jeremy? Check your symbol in the middle. 100 is being decreased. So 100 will be our first number.
Is that correct?
Yes. Perfect. Most of y'all have that. So it's 100 minus K. 100 minus K. Okay? Okay. So example 6. The length of Interstate 90 from the west coast to the east coast is 153.5 miles, more than 2 times the length of Interstate 15 from Southern California to northern Montana. Let M be the length of Interstate 15. Which expression can you use to represent the length of Interstate 90? So, it says, Interstate 90 is 153.5 miles more. So what is more than? Look on page 130. What does more than mean? Adding. So we're going to add